Ministry of Small Businesses Marketing Manager Mr. Tlakanelo Mosheshwe says as government they offer protection and facilitate market strategy with farmers if they have produce over 5 cents per hectare. This comes as a response to the sudden food price hike around the country. If research notes that you produce maize on a certain place, 5 chances per hectare, for it to be economical, it has to be 5 chances per hectare, because less than that, one is just wasting their time. So you will follow the procedures given by the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security on how to yield efficient production, and your returns will reach 5 chances per hectare. Our duty as the marketing department is to help the farmer to facilitate and introduce them to the available market. In instances where they need protection, we offer that too. Mr. Tlakanelo went on to say that the hike in food prices was brought by COVID-19 and heavy rainfalls that occurred last year. Last year, during the COVID-19 impact, there were heavy rainfalls which affected the production of crops. Production of tomatoes has stages such as seedling, vegetative, flowering, and many others. There is a stage during this plant growth that needs neutral water and the stage that doesn't need too much water, hence they were affected. Once the plant growth was affected, the demand and supply was also affected. It is not only in Lesotho where the manufacturing of tomatoes was affected, but the neighboring countries as well due to COVID-19 and climate change. The consequences were seen during the consumption stage, as the yield was not enough to feed the population. This is similar to the mining of diamond. It is not easy to find and consequently becomes expensive once it has been found. And that's what happened that led to high commodity food prices. It does not only increase, but it becomes difficult to access it. The Consumer Protection Association Executive Director, Mr. Nkarenetsia, said that high commodity prices, especially cooking oil, increased from deficiency in supply.
Lesotho is a consumer economy. We all know that. Most of the product, if not all, 80% of the product that we consume in this country are imported. So you find that even if we enforce businesses not to increase prices, actually the increases is imported inflation. These price changes that we see are imported. For example, sunflower products. Sunflower or all the grains, be it sunflower and other grains, the demand is high in the international market, and that pushed the prices high. And we observed that from between November and October, the prices of that commodity increased. And this is the net effect of that increase that we see in all the products of sunflower, be it margarine and the cooking oil. All of them have increased because the raw product, being sunflower, has increased.
In conclusion, Mr. Litsia noted that at the moment there is no Consumer Protection Act or any mechanism to alert consumers when there is going to be a food price increase.
At the moment we only have a policy, and you know the policy is only the aspirations. To realize the aspirations that are captured in the policy, we need an act or the law that is enforceable wherever anybody does not abide by. But in the current situation, we don't have the Consumer Protection Act.
A street vendor whose name is known to Newsday said that business is running considerably slow since the increase in tomato prices.
As a vegetable seller, the sudden price hike of tomatoes has affected us severely because we are now losing customers. We now purchase a box of tomatoes for 180 malud, and there are about 50 or less of them in the box, which does not give us enough profit. We are seeking help even though we do not know what relief we may get. Tomatoes increase sales, and without them and even other vegetable trades get affected, and so our family.
On the other hand, Mposhale, a street vendor too, said that since the hike in cooking oil prices, her customers have been complaining and are less eager to buy her fat cooks since she was forced to increase the cost per fat cook.
I am very affected by high commodity price because sometimes you'll find that I sell fat cakes for 1 maloti. Sometimes my customers complain and say that I am robbing them, but I always make them aware that it is due to hike in cooking oil prices, and if I don't increase prices, I am going to incur loss.